wishing sweet fears. Oh, you're in good hands. They say I'm gentle, so don't be scared. I'm a monster. Every turn has its thrill. My game, my will. Pilgrim, don't let me, okay? No, I wanna be given the blame. Hold up, wait a minute, what you're talking about? Hold up, wait a minute, what you're talking about? Wanna be given the blame. I'm a fraud. 'Cause I'm a true psychopath. When you're lost, take your trust. That's me. That's so sick. I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psycho. Woo! I'm a fraud, call me a liar. A true psychopath, don't love me. When you're lost, take your trust. Yeah, that's me. Oh, that's me, that's me, that's me. Yes, I'm a fraud. Call me a liar. A true psychopath. Hello. Happy Monday, you guys. Oh, feels like Friday. I don't know. It feels like a Tuesday, not a Monday. Anyway, oh, thank you, sexy wild thing, Carol freaking Claus. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's very generous of you. Thank you very much. Yeah, 5,000. Can you guys even believe it? I'm not gonna lie. I'm proud of myself for that one. That one I am proud of myself. And Richie, thank you for being a member for 2 months. And AJ, a member for 19 months. Best YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I like it. I think we do all right over here. All right, well, let me bring up the girls. Please hold. We can't have 2 Jens and an Allie without an Allie and another Jen. Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hi, girls.
I am having an issue with my sound, so I might have to pop out and back in.
Can you not hear me? Okay. You can't.
Hello.
Hi,
No, I
Allie.
can. Yeah,
you can hear me, but I don't think Jen can.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just I can hear it, but I'm really having to strain to hear it. So let me just have a do-over, and I'll catch you guys in a minute.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
How you doing, Allie? Feels like we haven't talked in ages, like forever.
Oh my gosh, I'm okay. I'm all over the place tonight, though, Jen. I'm sorry.
Are you? It's all right.
Yeah.
I am a little bit too.
Well, anyways, happy to be here hanging out with you. But
Yes.
yeah, and excited to talk about this. But
Me too. So before we get started and while we wait for Jen, let me just I want to say thank you everybody for being here. I wanted to I made you guys wait and I hate doing that. So I wanted to just start right away. Hold on a minute because Nay will never ever drop her own link and she has the best melts on the whole ass planet. So I want to make sure her link gets dropped. Okay. Also, Allie's will get dropped. Okay, so what was I going to say? All right, so tonight we're going to talk about BTK. And before we get started, how many of you guys are familiar with the serial killer Dennis Rader, BTK? Put a 1 in the chat if you know. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Because I'm just curious. Also, Allie, while I have you, do you know how to add like chapters to a live after it's done? Because I keep getting, I got a comment today that I actually kind of like because listen, it takes balls to come to somebody's comment section and say some of the things that sometimes people say.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, and I just like, I appreciate the fact that they took even a time to comment, right? I mean, I'm up for constructive criticism, but this person wrote, worst intro ever. I didn't even watch the rest. So I wanted to add like a chapter or whatever so that people, maybe I'll just go back and put the timestamp so that people
Yeah.
can just skip it.
Well, I love your intro, but I've also got those comments, and I usually like I'll play that little like a 30-second timer and like a 10-second intro, and then I'll play like a minute of music, and I'll get people that are like, I didn't even stay to listen because I had to wait so long through the music or whatever, and I'm like, but you gotta let people get a chance to get notified, so I think that's a good reason to do it. I've always wondered how they do the chapters. I think just leave the timestamps. Also, they're idiots because you have the best intro ever.
No,
So
I don't think
whatever.
it's the best intro ever, but thank you. I
I
just,
love it. Everybody loves it.
thank you. Thank you. It takes balls to come to somebody's comment section and write something like that. So like, I'm going to give it up. All right. So for those who, I'm getting a mix. So we're just going to do like a quickie review of Dennis Rader. All right. Hold on a second. Let me do something really, 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 really quick. All right. All right. So Dennis Rader, also known as BTK, an abbreviation he gave himself for bind, torture, and kill. And if you look at the thumbnail, that is his signature. Now I turned it to the side because I thought that if I'd have left it the way that it was, I'm 99% sure that the bot would have caught that it's boobs. But I felt like turning it to the side like that. So it really is supposed to be up and down. But anyway, that's how he signed his.
I wondered if that was actually his. I
It
put a 2 in
is.
the chat, but I was just kidding. Actually, I accidentally put it in the private chat first. But no, I don't. I know some about it, of course. But the last couple of days talking to you guys, you and Curious Jen, I know way less about it than you guys do.
Well, I don't, I just, some of the stuff I is like, I know now because I've had to take a refresher. But yeah, that's his. Okay, so abbreviation he gave, that is his actual signature. That is what he left at the bottom of all of his notes. Okay, is an American serial killer who murdered at least 10 people in Wichita and Park City, Kansas between 1974 and 1991. Although Rader occasionally killed or attempted to kill men and children, he typically targeted women. His victims were often bound, sometimes with objects from their homes, and either suffocated with a plastic bag or manually strangled with a ligature. So obviously, we're going to there's a trigger warning. Now recently there's been some news about BTK, and he's been in the news. Well, he even more recently than this. First it was Brian Koberger. Now I have to say, without knowing what happened inside that home, and it seems like we're going to have to wait for a trial that is not going to have any cameras. I feel like I don't see similarities between Koberger and BTK simply because the girls and the the house on I can't think right now. My mind is everywhere and not where it needs to be. Let me just take a minute and focus. Okay. The killings in Idaho, the victims were all stabbed. BTK's preferred method and only method of killing was strangulation, although he did shoot one of the male victims, if I'm not mistaken. And I know that male victim survived. It was a brother and a sister. And he shot the brother. And the brother survived. Hey, Jen, can you hear us now? Are you good on your sound, babe?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm getting that right. He shot the brother, right? Okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness. Yes, on King Road. Thank you, Pointer Lover. Like, my brain is like just somewhere else, and I don't even know. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right. So, thank you, Pointer Lover. There's Jen. Okay, let's see. Fourth time might be the charm. Hello.
That was my fault. I'm sitting out here and I just my hand as I was hitting the mic button accidentally hit the leave button and there I went.
Okay. So, I'm getting that right. He shot the brother.
Yes.
Okay. See, it is not uncommon sometimes in a situation that they were not prepared for a serial killer to have to change up their MO just ever so slightly. But the brother was not his focus. It was the sister. And essentially the brother was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and basically got in the way.
Right.
And so he had to eliminate the threat. So I kind of don't think that Koberger and BTK are similar. Now, I will say this: BTK is known as a sexual sadist. Those are not all that common. They're kind of rare in the serial killer hierarchy. Although we've talked about two of them, the toy box killer and the toolbox killers. Those were sadists. BTK is a sadist as well. And the interesting thing about BTK is that he didn't I don't know, let me make sure. I'm like 92% sure that he never actually essayed anybody. Did he? I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute.
I don't remember that being the case. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't remember him doing that.
I don't either. Now they say that there was a long period of time where he was on what they call a cooling off period. I'm not so certain that that's actually true. I'm not so certain that there was an actual cooling off period. I just think he hasn't been caught. And it's my opinion that there are some crimes that might be attributed to BTK that he, for whatever reason, did not want to take credit for.
I
Who knows
agree.
why? Sometimes that happens. I mean, it's not like he's fixing to get out. I mean, I think that just because he got up in front of a judge, and got in everybody and admitted to the majority of his crimes, right, doesn't mean that he admitted. First of all, I don't think he admitted everything. I think there's stuff that he left out. And I think that's because that's common, that there is something they keep for themselves that only them and their victims know.
Right.
And
See, that's what
yeah.
I was thinking too, is even the way that, he wrote letters and stuff, and it seemed like he really wanted the notoriety and, it was about, the game of it all. I don't think he told the whole truth. And I do think that, they found all that stuff in the hidey hole. I think there's more than one hiding place. I
I
think
do
that
too.
he's hidden a lot. And so, I mean, somebody who's playing this like cat and mouse game with law enforcement, they're not just going to throw all their cards on the table and say, oh, okay, that's it. They're going to go away and still have, their aces in the hole, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the case here.
Right. So recently, very recently, within the last, I don't know, few weeks, they found some stuff of Raiders, and one of the things that they found was a journal, and I'm going to show you guys what they've shown so far. I don't know, I'm sure this is not everything, but I do think that this is this is stuff that we can share, or that they've released to the public. All right, so hold on a second. Let me open this really quick and then add it to the stream. Let me make sure it opened. There it is. Okay. So they found this, which I'm adding to the stream, and then when after I add it, I'll go back and make it bigger because it's really hard to see. But this is one of the drawings that he found. And Mr. Rader, you must work on your penmanship, sir. It is terrible. It's really hard to read. I think that this word says DE something. Storage area, video, TV, chair, I think that says. Airtight tank. It's hard to read his writing, but anyway, this is what he drew. All right. This is one of them. Gallow, it looks like. Branch. This looks like snack bar, but I don't think that's what he wrote. It's hard to read.
Yeah, I can't blow it up on StreamYard, but if I was on YouTube, I could blow it up.
Are you on your phone?
I'm really, I'm on my phone.
Okay, so take your fingers and zoom in. You can. Just zoom in on the.
Oh, I didn't realize you could. Hey, look at that.
All the new things I be teaching y'all. Control F, you
Right?
can zoom. Yeah, I mean, his handwriting is absolutely terrible. So, okay.
I just found out about the Zoom on the phone like a week ago. Was it a new thing?
No.
Yeah, how long is that?
I've been doing it since day one.
I think it's a Galaxy thing. Or are you on an iPhone, Curious
No,
Jen?
I'm on an Android.
I'm on an
I know you
Android
are.
as well.
Yes, I think it's an Android thing because I thought it was a new thing. It started like I found it when I switched to Android. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But anyways,
I
not that
think
it
you're
matters.
right. I think it's an Android thing. Okay, so in
Okay.
addition, Rader stole keepsakes from his female victims, including underwear, licenses, and personal items. He often sent taunting letters to police and media outlets describing the details of his crimes. After a 13-year hiatus, Rader resumed sending letters in 2004, leading to his 2005 arrest and subsequent guilty plea. He is currently serving 10 consecutive life sentences at the El Dorado Correctional Facility. So, one thing about Rader is that he did have some interest in law enforcement. So, I'll read a little bit more down. Let's see. He was born in Pittsburgh, Kansas on March 9th, 1945. He's a Taurus. To a bookkeeper, Dorothea May Rader, and a gas service worker, William Elvin Rader. He's the eldest of 4 sons. Rader grew up in Wichita. Both parents worked long hours and paid little attention to their children at home. Rader later described feeling ignored by his mother in particular and resenting her for it. From a young age, Rader harbored sadistic sexual fantasies about torturing, quote, trapped and helpless women. He also exhibited zoosadism by torturing, killing, and hanging small animals. Rader acted out sexual fetishes for voyeurism, autoerotic asphyxiation, and cross-dressing. He often spied on female neighbors while dressed in women's clothing, including women's underwear that he had stolen. And he self-pleasured with ropes and other bindings around his arms and neck. Years later, during his cooling off periods between murders, Rader would take pictures of himself wearing women's clothes and a female mask while bound. He later admitted that he was pretending to be his victims as part of his sexual fantasy. However, Rader kept his sexual proclivities well hidden, and he was widely regarded in his community as normal, polite, and well mannered. After graduating from Wichita Heights High School, Rader attended Kansas Wesleyan University. He received only mediocre grades and dropped out after 1 year. Rader served in the United States Air Force from 1966 to 1970. On discharge, he moved to Park City, a suburb of Wichita, where he worked in the meat department of an IGA supermarket where his mother was a bookkeeper. Rader married Paula Dietz on May 22nd, 1971. They had 2 children, a son and a daughter. He attended Butler County Community College in El Dorado, earning an associate degree in electronics engineering technology in 1973. He then enrolled in Wichita State University and graduated in 1979 with a Bachelor of Science degree, majoring in Administration of Justice. Rader initially worked as an assembler for the Coleman Company, an outdoor supply company. And then, and this is how he gained entry into some of the homes, he worked at the Wichita-based office of ADT Security Services from 1974 to 1988, where he installed alarms as part of his job in many cases for homeowners concerned about the BTK killings. Rader was a census field operations supervisor for the Wichita area in 1989 before the 1990 federal census. In May 1991, Rader became a dog catcher and a compliance officer in Park City. In this position, neighbors recalled him as being sometimes overzealous and extremely strict, as well as taking special pleasure in bullying and harassing single women. One neighbor, Mac, you're bullying and harassing me right now. Can y'all hear him? You're making this a hostile work environment. One neighbor complained that Rader killed her dog for no reason. Rader was a member of Christ Lutheran Church in Wichita and had been elected president of the church council. He was also a Cub Scout leader. So, yeah. He had a lot of there was a lot of issues with him as a compliance officer, not only with people that he was enforcing compliance on, but also with coworkers. The female coworkers described him as basically an asshole. All right, so here, let me share this one with you guys, is the second drawing that they found. All right. Let me add this to the stream. Give me just a second because Mac wants out and I'm just going to let him. I'm going to open the door for him really quick. Hold on. But this will be up on the stream for you guys.
Oh, I wanted to
these are
take a
so
shot at
creepy.
the handwriting.
Oh, you wanted to take another shot at the handwriting?
Yeah.
Okie dokie, artichokey. Your wish is my command. Please hold. And this will give me a minute to let Mac out because he's big mads. I don't know what he thinks he's missing out on in the other room. Nothing. And he'll be crying to get back in as soon as I shut the door. But his cries will have to be ignored. All right, let me zoom in on this a little bit more. All right. Is that good, Jen?
I can't see it yet.
Oh, I didn't add it to the thing. My bad.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Give me just a second.
Okay. Okay. So I started lower. See, the one I was looking at earlier started where it says sink and wet bar. So shower, obviously. Let's see. Okay. Up at the top. TV. Oh, I lost it. Can you still see it, Allie?
Yeah, I still see it. I wonder if you're Zoom. Did you do something when you were trying to Zoom?
Probably.
Well, she left and then I guess it automatically added her back but I didn't know that. It looked like she was still at the bottom of the screen. And so I added
Weird.
her, but it accidentally removed her. Oops. My bad.
Weird.
If you need me to like zoom in on a particular thing, just tell me, Jen, and I'll zoom in on it. We can try to figure
Yeah,
this
so
out.
earlier I started at sink and wet bar, and then below that it seems like it's chair again, but I don't know for sure. And then
Where wait. Where are you
right in the
at?
middle. Yeah. So go up, so shower,
Oh, hold on.
bathroom, sink, wet bar, I believe chair. The next one would be reading light, only spells it Lite.
That's important. You want to have good light for when you read.
Yeah, I gotta have a good reading light. And this next one to me looks like sun tracking, but that doesn't really make sense. I'm sure that it's tracking, but so I was trying to look at some of the other ends, and that's how I knew the one above it was an R, is, comparing the
Yes.
other R's. So I think it's an N because his N's kind of go up at the end. Like if you look at guillotine and,
Oh yeah, I
um,
can't even zoom in anymore either.
oh yeah. So reading light, and I really think it says sun tracking, whatever the hell that means. And then mirror, and then TV camera,
Elevator.
elevator, guillotine, gallows. This one is a mystery because to me it looks like Brench.
It does.
And it could be bleach, but if you look at gallows, his L's don't go that way. So I thought maybe it could be bleach.
I
I
thought
think
branch.
right, but branch doesn't really make sense, and that's definitely
Well,
an
branch
E.
does make sense if you're trying to do a gallows. You need something to hang from.
Yeah, it could be, and maybe he just accidentally put an E there because the other one is an N, and then the C and the H are obvious. So it
Yeah.
very well could have been a typo. He put an E instead of an A. But that makes sense. A gallows, a branch, a chair. But see, it says below it. I think that says pillar. So wouldn't that kind of take the place of the branch, or does the branch come off the pillar? I don't know.
Well, you have to have so you have something that holds up, right? And then something they hang from. You have to have support.
Right, right. So
I
maybe
know
that is
too
supposed to
much
be
about this
branch,
shit.
right? Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with us, just for the permanent record. I really have no idea what that word is. It looks like, man, I don't know. I have a really hard time with that one.
It
And
looks
then,
like oh, let me see. RA something?
yeah, it could be. I mean, it looks like RACT something or RACL something, but I just don't know what it would be. So I tried to figure out in context what it might be by looking at the things above and below it. But below it is sandbox, pool, and water tank.
Hold on a second. Let me see if I can zoom in on
RAC TU. I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna make it bigger. Let me see if I can do it on my phone. Let me turn the
Like
change the
Scooby
quality.
Doo trying to say cactus. I don't know what that word is.
Let me see. I'm gonna see what I can see. All right.
But sandbox, pool, and water tank, I'm sure of.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So if you've got a gallows, maybe a branch, a chair, a pillar, a sandbox, a pool, and a water tank, what goes in the middle of all that? I mean, it's just like this sick little puzzle.
Yeah, it's very
And
weird.
and is this, I mean, was he writing this down, making plans? Was this a place that already existed?
See, to me, it sounds like a place that might have already existed, and these are the aftermarket upgrades that he wants to
Right.
add. Because I'm telling you right now, an elevator does not come in a silo in a barn. You got to.
Right. And as far as TV cameras and video and TV, so video, TV, and TV cameras are three separate things listed. Is there any evidence of him recording his escapades? Because I didn't think
No,
there was.
I've never heard that, but I will say this. Perhaps he was going like zooming into the next century,
Right,
with keeping up with technology, because he obviously wasn't all that great at it. Otherwise, he would have known that yes, they could find where that floppy disk came from. That's all in the
right,
coding. And he didn't know that. And I think technology in that way was new to him. But he was a fan of taking pictures. If you look at the thumbnail that I made, that picture of him, it is him. It is what he did in his, as they referred to it, cooling off period. He dressed himself up and took his picture. I mean, he was taking selfies
right,
where selfies were an actual thing.
right. And he was active like when VCRs came out.
Hmm. So he might be maybe trying to think of something like surveillance to be able to monitor. Perhaps maybe he intended to keep a victim
Right,
a little longer.
right.
Oh, grain elevators. Well, there you go. See, I don't
Yeah.
know anything about farming, y'all, so that is
Yeah,
my bad.
that's what I assume that tower in the drawing. I mean, nice drawing by the way. But I automatically assumed that was a grain tower.
Yeah, here
Um,
that they have big giant towers where they just store like corn or grains, but like they're people like even here people use like there have been people that have fell in and died or used them for like bad purposes, but yeah, because they're very rural, usually out in the middle of nowhere kind of thing.
See, I think what he was doing is he was escalating his plan um, to the next stage where he was going to keep somebody captive. Because
Oh,
I think for him, and Dahmer talked about this too, they can hold on to the memory of an
Right.
unaliving for a long time. But
Right.
uh, and that's how they're able to usually go a little bit longer between their first kill and their second kill. But the more they do it, the shorter time that they can hang on to that memory before they're compelled to do it again. And so what I think is, and Rader was getting older, and so I think what he was intending to do was keep somebody. That's
Right.
what I think.
Well, and it looks like it says on the list on the right, um, I don't know, I'm seeing cutout, but I'm not sure that that's right. So, reg room, cutout, airtight, tank.
See, I thought this says rugged room.
Uh-huh.
This looks like S something. Then a regular room. Then, yeah, maybe cut out an airtight tank.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm thinking it's cutout, but what the hell is a cutout?
Okay, Foxfire says it's bathroom sink, wet bar, chain resting lift, plus gallon branch chair pole, some sand, chair, SUV tracking mirror.
Uh, I don't think it's resting lift. Just comparing the Okay, say that again.
Um, Bathroom sink, wet
Wet bar.
bar, chain resting lift, plus gallon branch chair pole, sand, chair, SUV tracking mirror.
SUV tracking mirror.
Like SUV tracking, and then the next thing is mirror. I mean, mirror is there. See
What
right
would the
here.
SUV stand for in 1990?
Well, they had SUVs. But this, I don't know. Let me see. I'll look up the term. Let me look up the term SUV tracking and see if it will suggest something else that makes more, that might be right. No, SUV tracking is not a thing.
No.
Wonder, so they're trying to find these places, but I wonder if they think that the victims have been buried somewhere here or hidden somewhere here, or do they think that they'll find evidence of what took place there? Or, yeah,
Oh, wait a
I'm
minute. I
curious what
found
exactly.
something. American track truck, cars and trucks, SUV rubber track system. Easily convert your vehicle into a track truck for off road transportation to access places where tires can't go.
But when would that be from?
I don't know. Let me look. Let me click it. I mean, it's just turning your vehicle into an off road.
So looking up sun tracking mirror, it says be able to regulate where sunlight can go. Being able to regulate where sunlight can go is a modern concept for the technological age, which is why we have created the sunflower sunlight mirror to help track and direct the sun rays in any direction. So
Well,
apparently
there
sun
you go.
tracking mirror is a thing.
Well, there you go.
So it's not sun tracking and then mirror as a separate thing. It's sun tracking mirror as one thing.
There you go. Perhaps, well, the engine lift, I think, would be to not lift an engine, but probably a human, probably to suspend a human. He was very, very into the
Where's engine
binding.
lift?
Do what?
Where's engine lift?
Oh, hold on. Let me see. Let me move it up. Do we figure out what this is?
Where?
Diesel? This
Where?
D up here, right here at the very top, the very thing that the first it's listed.
Yeah, that's hard to say. All I can see is devil, but
That's what I said, devil at first. Video, TV. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in. Something with open.
I.
Right here. This. Resting lift. Right
I
here.
no, I still think it's reading light or it's the first word. That's an R because he does a thing at the bottom of his N's and his M's where it goes all the way
Oh,
down to the bottom and up again. And the R's are kind of,
hmm.
I don't think, yeah,
Interesting.
because I don't see an S in there or a
Carol's
T.
got it. Carol freaking Claus. So in other words, he was trying to make a freak room like 50 Shades.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. That's kind of
Kind of
scary.
like the
Okay.
toy box guy.
Correct. Correct. Who was also doing things in the 90s as well.
I would like to point out that he does not have a doctorate, but he knows how to spell the word pillar.
Also, interesting thing about the toy box killers, as we, if you guys remember, he videotaped all of his victims, right? And they didn't find every single videotape that he'd ever made of every single victim because he sold them. And I'm
Right.
curious if Rader was ever able to get a hold of something that the toy box killer had sold. one of his videos. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And perhaps thought about making himself something, um, similar. But that's what it seems like. He's trying to make some type of, you know, something like that. Okay, so then this is the other drawing that they found. And let me get over here to share it.
I think
But
74
yeah, do they?
right. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Uh, I think I saw where 74 deeds said could be D rings. I think it could be up at the top there.
What is that? What is a D ring?
Like a that they wear during sex. You know what I mean?
What?
Like a C
Oh no,
O,
not like D, like
like that, or like a D like clip, like a
right,
metal thing.
like a C clamp, only it's a D ring.
How come I can't make
It's like
this
a
bigger?
hanger. D rings. Here, I don't know how to describe it. Let me look it up. Okay, so D ring shackle.
Oh,
It's like it. Okay, the best way to say it is tie down anchor. So it's something that you bolt into place and then you can attach something to it. Does that make
This,
sense?
yeah, I can't make this bigger though, you guys. I'm sorry, it won't let me. It's weird.
So yeah,
so
so like a
do they
shackle.
believe that the finding these like finding that particular? I know they're looking, want for that particular silo. I wonder if they believe like what they would find there and what they're looking for. What do you guys think? Like the victims, more victims, like victims that are unknown, or maybe just evidence of a room like this that's still there? Because it's been a long time.
I think they're
Yeah,
trying to do both. I think they're trying to find more victims. And I think that, let me stop sharing this and see if I can mess with it so that I can make it bigger for you guys because it's really hard to see. See what I can do.
my concern is that it's a continuation of the games that he plays. And my
Mm-hmm.
concern is that with this hidey hole, it takes you to the next hiding place, takes you to the next hiding place, that kind of thing. Like you're supposed to follow it like a trail because he loves that shit.
Yeah.
Mm. Well,
He did enjoy playing games with the cops, that's for sure.
Right. So
that
like if you find this flow, then you're not really going to find like bodies necessarily. I mean, you might, but it'll also be a clue to
right,
the next thing. Like it was this, late,
yeah.
uh, I don't know.
Well, the one drawing, like her eyes look very realistic. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wonder how close that his drawings are the to what the victims would actually look like. Also, actually, Crime Sleuth sent me a picture when this came out of the mask that he was wearing, and like the
Yeah.
eyebrows on it look very similar to the eyebrows on one of these ladies that Jen's gonna show us. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I can't make it bigger, but what I can do, let me see if this will, let me try this. Let me try making it an overlay, which then you guys won't be able to see us, but you'll be able to see the picture. I don't want to add a video clip. StreamYard, could you please cooperate? All right, hang on. Let me try this. Anyway, I the um the mask that he wore is interesting, and one of the victims, so he would taunt. He wasn't writing to the cops. The most mainly he was writing to the hang on a second, the what the frack, he wrote to a specific news outlet and would say if they didn't read what he, wrote or whatever, or if they didn't cooperate or whatever, that he would kill another person. And so the media, the news station was like really, freaking out because, they were like, um, oh wait, let me try this. Let me see if this works. Oh yeah, I fixed it. Oh no. That does not fix it. I lie. This does though. Let me put it like this. All right. Anyway, so it was a cat and mouse game for him. It was a I will, if you don't do this, I will do that. And one of the victims that he killed was an elderly woman, and he left a mask with her. He left a mask, but he left belongings of other victims with that mask that but he led police to it. Is that better? Can you guys see that better now?
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
Hold on a
And
second.
Harlot Oscara said the first word is probably drill, and I think she's right.
There
The
we
one we
go.
thought
How
was
about
Oh,
devil, drill. Yeah. Yeah,
drill?
because
Okay.
and if you put it into context, it would be drill, and then that's right up there where he talks about the D rings. Look at us deciphering codes.
Look at us.
Go team.
Hey, FBI. Call me.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Drill and D rings.
There we go. That's better. Now you guys should be able to see it. There we go. So, and as Pointer Lover, I believe it was, pointed out, he did a lot of drawings, but these are the only two that he did in color. Now, so for me, when I saw this picture and I read the news article, which let me pull that up too so I can read that to you guys as well, because this came out today and this is rather interesting, pertaining to this drawing and then some other victims. But I have always wondered if BTK had anything to do with the Springfield Three. And the reason I say that is because if you look at these drawings and then you look at the pictures of the Springfield Three, there were two blondes and a brunette. And I just always thought maybe they might have something to do. Okay, so this was written today, September 11th, 2023, at 11:52 a.m. Central Standard Time. News Nation. Osage and Pawnee County District Attorney Mike Fisher addressed media speculation regarding a potential connection between serial killer Dennis Rader and the disappearance of Cynthia Kinney, a 16-year-old cheerleader who was last seen at a laundromat in Pawhuska, Oklahoma 46 years ago. Fisher told the press that the information that has been shared within the past 30 days is insufficient to file charges against Rader, saying any, quote, rumors, end quote, as to other potential evidence don't even rise to the level of reasonable suspicion. However, Fisher asked the Oklahoma State Bureau of, excuse me, I got the hiccups, investigation to open a formal investigation into Kinney's disappearance. Fisher said he has called upon the OSBI to help investigate because he wants to make sure that the information is being gathered appropriately, saying the things he has seen conducted by the Osage County Sheriff's Office has given him, quote, pause and concern, end quote. The district attorney said it wasn't appropriate for the sheriff to conduct a dig at Rader's previous residence before using proper investigative techniques. However, if evidence does come to light in the Kinney case, the district attorney's office will file charges appropriately. Fisher asked the media to respect the Kinney family's privacy, explaining that the recent speculation and rumors have brought the elderly couple tremendous stress. Rader, known as BTK, which stands for Bind, Torture, Kill, was convicted in 2005 for killing 10 people from 1974 to 1991. However, recently, authorities believe there are at least 5 missing persons cases that could be connected to him. His daughter, Carrie, believes there could be more victims. The investigation into whether Rader was responsible for additional crimes started with the re-examination of Kinney's disappearance. The cases also include that of 22-year-old Shauna Beth Garber, whose body was discovered in 1990. An autopsy revealed she had been essayed, strangled, and restrained with bindings about 2 months before her body was found in McDonald County, Missouri. Missouri Detective Lori Howard has spent hours speaking with Rader and said she's always found him to be, quote, very cooperative. As part of the investigation into Rader, authorities conducted a dig this week near his former Kansas property in Park City, finding items of interest, including tangled pantyhose, which were shown to News Nation by lead investigator Osage County Sheriff Eddie Verdon. So there you go.
Tangled pantyhose.
Yeah,
and News Nation has a picture of it, or?
It was shown to News Nation lead investigator. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do actually. In fact, I remember seeing Banfield. All right, so what she showed was the victim's remains. Now, I know that might seem like, oh my gosh, okay. And at first I was like, oh my gosh. But what was shown is the victim is a picture, and it's the victim as she was found. She's wearing a denim jacket, so it's covering the skeletal remains. And what they were focused in on were the bindings that are similar. I guess the knots are similar to the way that Rader knotted his bindings. So yes.
Wow. Wow, they showed that. That's crazy on cable television.
Yes.
Wow.
But it wasn't, the way that they showed it wasn't graphic, because like I said, the jacket was covering everything. So when they didn't show like the wide angle of it, they showed it zoomed in, and it was zoomed in on her wrist. So you could see like the cuff of the jean jacket and then the bindings on her wrists, but not, I mean, you could tell obviously that it was skeletal, but it wasn't as graphic as I thought they were going to be. And Ashley Banfield, which I have to say, and I never thought I'd be saying this, she did a good job warning people and explaining to people what they were seeing.
Oh, okay. I need to see this.
Yeah, I don't play anything from News Nation, because they like to be copyright.
Yeah, that's all right. You could just send it to me later.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, and I'll put the link to it in the description of this video for anybody that wants to watch it. But yeah, that's what they're trying to tie him to other crimes. But I don't know. I've always wondered about him and the Springfield 3. And let me see. I'm going to take this off and let me head up the Googles really quick, because I feel like I was looking at it earlier, but now I don't remember what I did with it. So I'd rather it's easier for me to just Google it rather than try to find it again. Let me read to you guys some of his letters. Share that with y'all. Hopefully they have, let me see. And if you guys have Netflix, unfortunately, for whatever reason, Mindhunter is only 2 seasons, but the second season actually deals with them working other cases, but they're the beginning of BTK. All right, hold on a second. Let me find.
Back curious, Jen. I don't know where she went, but
hell. Did you bounce again? All right, let's see.
It's like later.
So this is how it
started.
2015. She back. Let me add her really quick.
She was like,
I'm trying to do too many things. I'm trying to read this, trying to add people to the stream. Here we go.
My bad.
All right. Hopefully it added.
There you are. Thought you left us. You were like, peace out.
What the frack? No, I don't want this. What is happening here? Just show me the damn letters. Okay, well, I'm not even gonna mention the site that I found this on since I can't even read it. I'll just go to somewhere else since this wants to me to find something. I don't want to shop your secret treasure trove of Amazon's hidden gems. I don't need that at this time. It's gonna get me in
Well,
trouble.
I was telling you about that case in like Johnson County, Kansas, and there were 3 girls that they never found, and
Mm-hmm.
that all happened in 1989. And the person that went to prison for it, I mean, like he was a thief, but I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But anyway, I sent you a picture in Messenger of those 3 girls, and I was like, it looks like them as well. But let's face it, in 1989, all women of a certain age pretty much look the same. Like they all had the same hairstyle. They all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we all kind of looked alike.
Yeah, we were all using
With
the
the feathered
Aquanet.
bangs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I was little in school, and we were in like first or second grade, and my friend's mom made her every single day feather her bangs like super big like that, and she would get so mad, and they would be in place so hard that that her hair was hard. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Right. Also, something that of note about BTK is that BTK wasn't named by anybody other than BTK. Like he came up with his own nickname, which is just weird, but whatever. All right, hold on a second.
Have you guys seen a show called Aquarius?
Yes.
I love that show. But I love David Duchovny, so.
Hold on a second. All right, so let me read this. Hold on. This is going to have all the trigger warnings, okay? So on October 22nd, 1970, a reporter named Don Granger received a mysterious phone call at the offices of the Wichita Eagle. The raspy voice said the other end of the line claimed that he had information on the Otero family murder. I don't like this one either. Can't you just give me the damn letters? This is ridiculous. Please hold. I don't want to read him from because his letters are his handwriting is terrible. Here, I'll just read it from here. So I'm trying to find a transcription of it, but whatever. All right. Received a call in October from a man he believed to be 25 to 35 years old who spoke with no noticeable accent. The man told Granger that in the main branch of the Wichita Public Library, there was a letter from the Otero's killer. This is his first victims. Inside a mechanical engineering textbook. This letter provided the details of the Otero family murders, crime scenes that presumably only the killer would have known. However, there were discrepancies in the actual crime scenes and what was in the letter. The full letter has not been released to the public, but excerpts are available here. Excerpt 1. I write this letter to you for the sake of the taxpayer as well as your time. Those 3 dudes you have in custody are just talking to get publicity for the Otero murders. They know nothing at all. I did it by myself with no one's help. There has been no talk either. Let's put this straight. The writer of the letter would have had to be inside of the house when the crime was committed or participated in the crime, said Floyd Hannon, then chief of police. Excerpt 2. I'm sorry this happened to society. They are the ones who suffer the most. It's hard to control myself. You probably call me psychotic with sexual perversion hangup. When this monster enter my brain, I will never know, but it here to stay. How does one cure himself? If you ask for help, then you have killed 4 people. They will laugh or hit the panic button and call the cops.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
can't stop it, so the monster goes on and hurt me as well as society. Society can be thankful that there are ways for people like me to relieve myself at time by daydreams of some victims being tortured and being mine. It a big complicated he forgot the L. Complicated game, my friend of the monster play, putting victims numbered down, follow them, checking up on them, waiting in the dark, waiting. The pressure is great, and sometimes he run the game to his liking. Maybe you can stop him. I can't. He has already chosen his next victim or victims. I don't know who they are yet. Well, how can you wait a minute? He's already chosen his next victim or victims, but you don't know who they are? How does that work? The next day after I read the paper, I will know, but it's too late. Good luck hunting. Yours truly, guiltily. The letter was not signed, but there was a postscript. P.S. Since sex criminals do not change their MO or by nature cannot do so, I will not change not mine. The code word for me will be bind them, torture them, kill them. BTK. You see, he added again. They will be on the next victim. No misspellings or BTKs. All right.
What?
Right. So it sounds like he's trying to say, like, kind of like Dahmer did, which is interesting. This is that he kind of predates Dahmer, not by much though. I think maybe they're right around the same time, but unknown to each other, right? But Dahmer described it too as something inside of him that he just couldn't control. So did Bundy, actually. The way of, I think, disassociating and not taking complete accountability, sort of like, saying the devil made me do it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, my thing wouldn't unmute. And I was
Mine wouldn't either. I was like,
yeah, I
you can
got my
come up
mute
here with
button
me
was like
again.
stuck. I hit it like 3 times before it unmuted. But also, I was putting a band-aid on Bentley's knee,
Oh
so I
no,
totally
Bentley, what
missed
happened?
everything. He picked a scab of his like road rash that he's had for like a week or two. He was laying in there and picked the scab, and yeah, opened it back up.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right. So here's another one. All right. In January 1978, a poem from BTK was sent to the Wichita Eagle, which was a parody on a nursery rhyme related to the murder of Shirley Relford. February 9th, 1978, BTK sent a letter to KAKE-TV claiming responsibility for 7 murders and threatened to kill again. One of the 4 pages in the letter was the poem, Oh, Death to Nancy. Another page had a drawing of how Nancy Fox's body was arranged. The other 2 pages were the letter, again replete with misspellings. In it, BTK describes his erotic feelings at the death of young Josephine Otero. In
oh
April
my god,
1979, BTK waited inside the home of Anna Williams, 63. He lost patience and left before she came home. Several weeks later, BTK sent her the poem, Oh, Anna, Why Didn't You Appear? Along with the poem were some items he had stolen from her. KAKE-TV reportedly received a similar package. This was the last of the officially recognized BTK letters until March 19th, 2004. On March 19th, 2004, BTK resurfaced again with the letter to the Wichita Eagle with a copy of Vicki Wegerle's driver's license and 3 crime scene photos that only the killer could have taken, since Wegerle was taken to the hospital and no police photos of her at the crime scene were taken by police. May 5th, 2004. Why you got to choose Star Wars Day? And that's May 5th. Oh, no, that's May 4th. I lied. May 5th is another day. That's the day that Christopher Byers and Michael Moore
Cinco
and
de Mayo.
Stephen Branch, yes, and also Cinco de Mayo for my people. All right. May 5th, 2004, KAKE-TV receives another letter from BTK and turns it over to police. It is later determined to be a genuine BTK letter. This letter contained a list of chapter titles from Crime Library's feature story on the BTK case, which had been the only BTK feature story on the internet at the time. However, BTK modified the original Crime Library chapter titles to suit his own purpose. The BTK story: 1. A serial killer is born. 2. Dawn. 3. Fetish. 4. Fantasy world. 5. The search begins. 6. Haunts. 7. PJs. 8. MOIDRUSE. I have no idea what that means. Moid Ruse. I don't know. Hits. Treasured memories. Final curtain call. Dusk. Will there be more? On June 17th, 2004, another letter was found in a mechanical engineering book in the Dropbox of the Wichita Public Library. The letter was immediately handed over to police, who later revealed that it was yet another genuine BTK communication. This time, the letter detailed some of the events surrounding the 1974 Otero murders, among other things. The entire letter's contents have not yet been revealed by authorities. However, it's believed that there might have been more clues present in the letter, which linked the killer to Wichita State University. Initially, it was unclear why the hunt for BTK continuously led the police to the school campus. Yet in August 2004, investigators revealed the significance of the university in their investigation. Professor P.J. Wyatt, who taught as an English literature class at the university between 1964 and 1986, was of interest to police because of the folk song she analyzed titled "Oh Death." The song was of great significance to the BTK killer and inspired a poem he wrote called Oh, Death to Nancy, which was found in a 1978 letter. It was alleged that the altered poem referenced BTK's murder of Nancy Fox in December 1977. Let's see. I think that's it as far as the letter. Hold on. In 2005, there were several other BTK communications discovered. On January 25th, 2005, a tip-off to KAKE-TV led to the detection of a suspicious package on a dirt road that runs between 69th and 77th Street North. The television station revealed in an article on the BTK cereal case. The package, which was sent by BTK, contained a post-toasty cereal box with several items of jewelry, were eventually turned over to the FBI. The FBI later confirmed that the package was indeed from the Wichita serial killer known as BTK. Earlier in January and again in February, a postcard was sent by BTK to the television station. Janine Kiesling reported in her KAKE-TV article that the two BTK postcards were similar in layout and directed the toasty cereal box that was found on January 25th. BTK then sent KAKE-TV another postcard, which thanked them for their quick response and also asked them to relate some important information to the Wichita Police Department, the report further stated. Then, several weeks later, in February, Fox News' KSAS TV affiliate received a padded manila envelope sent by BTK, which contained a necklace, a letter, and another unidentified item inside it. Fox 4 News reported, it is believed that the necklace belonged to one of BTK's victims, but it is not clear which one. The package, which was BTK's seventh communication, was handed over to police for analysis. The same week, Kiesling reported for the first time the entire list of chapters BTK sent KAKE-TV in May 2004. The chapter list, loosely based on Crime Library's BTK story, was not made public earlier because police did not want it to hamper the ongoing investigation. Let me see what else I can find. How's everybody doing over in the chat? Allie is quiet. Jen's not saying shit. So
I'm listening to you. Because you're reading. There are parts where I have thoughts like that. the 63-year-old woman is in the. Did he ever go back to her, or did I like miss something? And is that like most of them were way younger, right? That's kind of weird.
Well, hold on. Let me pull up his victims. I'll tell you. Un momentito, por favor. See, BTK, what he did was he stalked the victims, but he didn't stalk one victim at a time. He stalked multiple people at the same time. And whichever one was the most, I hate to say this word, but I don't know no other way to put it. Whichever one was the most convenient or worked out is the one that he ended up unaliving. But he watched multiple people at a time. All right, so we'll want me to go through the killers. I mean the victims for you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And they didn't necessarily have like a similar look or,
No.
yeah, like his type was female.
Correct. Correct. All right. So on January 15th, 1974, four members of the Otero family were murdered in Wichita, Kansas. The victims were Joseph Otero Sr., 38, Julia Maria, Julie Otero, 33, Joseph, Joey Otero the second, 9, and Josephine, Josie Otero, 11. Their bodies were discovered by the family's three older children who had been at school at the time of the killings. After his 2005 arrest, Rader confessed to killing the Otero family. Rader claimed that he first targeted the family 2 months prior to the murders when he spotted Julie leaving to take her children to school and followed them. On the morning of January 15th, Rader cut the phone lines and entered the Otero residence when Joey opened the back door for the family dog. Rader told the Otero family that he was a wanted man in California before he ordered them to lie, trigger warning, on the living room floor at gunpoint. Then he led the family into a bedroom and tied them with rope he had prepared. Joseph and Joey were on the floor while Julie and Josie were on the bed. The wrists and feet of Joseph and Julie were restrained. Joseph's head was covered by a plastic bag, which Rader then secured with ropes. But after he chewed a hole in the bag, another bag was tightened over his head, which caused Joseph to slowly suffocate to death. Rader attempted to strangle Julie, and according to Rader, quote, Mrs. Otero woke back up. She was pretty upset with what's going on. She asked me to save her son, so I actually had taken the bag off. She screamed, "You killed my boy, you killed my boy." And she actually said, "God have mercy on your soul," is what she said, and I put her down permanently. He then strangled her to death with rope. With both parents dead, Rader then placed another plastic bag with 2 T-shirts and an additional bag over it on Joey's head and watched as he thrashed about while being suffocated. Afterward, Rader led Josie down into the basement where he hanged her with a noose from a pipe. Police later found Rader's semen near her partially clothed body. Rader then eventually wrote a letter that had been stashed inside an engineering book in the Wichita Public Library in October 1974, which described in detail the killing of the Otero family. On April 4th, 1974, Rader broke into the Wichita home of 21-year-old Catherine Doreen Bright through her screen door, but was taken aback to discover her 19-year-old brother, Kevin Bright, was also present in the property. He transported Karen to another bedroom and tied her down after forcing Kevin, who was being held at gunpoint, to restrain his sister with the rope Rader had provided. Rader attempted to strangle Catherine to death before stabbing her 3 times in the back and lower abdomen with a knife when she struggled too much. Kevin was also strangled and shot in the head before feigning death and escaping. On March 17th, 1977, 25-year-old Shirley Ruth Relford was found dead in her Wichita home. Rader was pursuing a nearby potential target that ended up not being in her house when he randomly located Relford by following her 5-year-old son. Rader entered their residence and pulled a handgun out from under his jacket, frightening the family. After tying up her 3 children and locking them in the bathroom, Rader took Relford to the back bedroom. Rader had Shirley restrained while she vomited before tying her legs to her bedpost. He then strangled her with rope after placing a plastic bag over her head while her children screamed and banged down the hallway. Similar to the Otero murders, Rader intended to murder Relford's children, although they were ultimately able to escape before he could do so. When Rader noticed 25-year-old Nancy Jo Fox going into her Wichita home, he marked her as a potential victim and began stalking her. On December 8, 1977, Rader knocked at her door. When nobody answered, he cut the phone lines before breaking in to wait for Fox in her kitchen. Fox's murder would be described by Rader as, quote, what I call a perfect hit. Although she gave me a lot of verbal static, she cooperated. She didn't fight me. I had complete control over her. That's why it was one of the more enjoyable kills, as I call them, end quote. Rader killed Fox by strangling her with his belt on her bed, although before she died, Rader told her that he was responsible for the prior Otero murders. The following day, Rader called police from a phone booth telling them they would find Fox's body at her home.
See, I was trying to think. I guess I've just always thought of Wichita as like kind of a small town, but it's really not.
It's not.
I mean, I think that way because, I grew up in Kansas City, but I just looked and the population in the late 80s was just about 300,000 people. And I guess I wonder how big their police force even was back then. I guess I'm just trying to put it in context, like with the time and the place and.
Oh, wait. Aries, is this about the convict that's loose? Hang on. I'm switching. Just let me get over to the tubes. Can you girls look at the chat and tell me if Aries answers? Because I'm trying to get to YouTube to see what's going on.
Aries so far says unconfirmed, but.
Okay. Where are you hearing this, Aries? I need a source, sir, so I can go. Or ma'am. I can't ever remember if Aries is a sir or a ma'am.
Agenda Free TV.
But I might be wrong.
Okay. All right. So let me get to my other channel so we don't have to watch. Because I've been waiting for them to capture this guy. I've been keeping an eye on this.
Dude, I think JLR had about 15,000 people in his chat watching, and then I sent you guys the video of the sheriff that's the YouTubers aren't helping. What a mess.
The one lady called him a vigilante.
I know. No, he's a citizen journalist. He's not trying to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? He's not. But I don't know. It's crazy.
I think though that the concern is that hold on. I think that the concern is that hold on.
Not that I'm taking up for him now. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
She just seemed kind of snooty about the difference between professionals and amateurs. I don't know. I got a kick out of it. I don't know why. And I probably shouldn't be laughing because, I mean, if he really is interfering, which I haven't watched or anything. I left JLR alone a long time ago. But,
yeah.
I mean, if he is interfering, then I get it. But it just seemed like a competition thing, the way she said it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I see that a lot, actually. You know what I mean? Exactly, Clicker. He doesn't.
And that was from News Guy Philly.
I mean, if he
Shooting
stumbles in the wrong house, he's going to have a bad day.
A mile north
Hold on.
of the current surge.
It's too many. Add this. What is happening?
Serendipity said
Okay.
Recovery Addict is streaming it live as well. He's always got pretty good quality.
Who does?
Recovery Addict.
Oh, yeah, but I don't want to stream him like when he's
Yeah.
live. That's rude. I like him like I'm doing right now.
You have some shooting going on. Give me one moment here.
Right.
Hang on one second. Just trying to get this.
Can you guys see? Of course not. It's
Okay.
going wonky.
Again, so
54 and 50 on 73 FB. Come back around to get in line here back behind us. Stay off of.
All right, I'm going to Recovery Addict.
again,
Sorry.
shooting reported at Coventry.
I'm going to Recovery Addict. Give me a second.
There's always Ickadmel. Somebody said Ickadmel is live, and Ickadmel will not give you a hard time.
Okay, let me put it to Ickadmel. Because I like Ickadmel too. Plus, we're going to get good commentary. Ickadmel makes me laugh. When Letitia, when he was covering the trial, and I cannot remember what Letitia did, but he hollered out, Tisha! Oh my God, I like that. It kills me. I love Ickadmel. Plus, he's a Florida guy like me. Oh, I'm a Florida gal. Let me add Allie.
Yeah, he was so good to me during the trial.
Oh, I just adore Ickadmel.
Yeah, he's pretty funny too. He really is. I'll be interested to see what happens with all that stuff though, with that lawsuit, because yeah, I mean, it's time. This is just the facts. The law has not caught up with social media, and it needs to. A lot of harassment and different things go on these platforms that should not happen.
Cool.
But well, we shall see.
Oh, yeah. 10-4, we're in the woods pushing.
In the woods pushing?
Unit 33 team, repeat your last.
Come on, StreamYard, catch up. You're on the struggle bus today, StreamYard.
In the woods pushing. Pushing forward.
Yep.
Pushing the line, I guess, like they're, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have a cigarette while this is going on because I deserve one.
Okay.
We need to shut the highway down. Where do you guys want to close?
Right back.
Okay, I'm gonna have one with you. All right.
Three two 10. 500 South Franklin. Lincoln Juliet November 0743. LJN 0743. White Ford Fusion. One time.
I want to stay out of your way.
Who are you?
Fox.
29. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
No, man. Thank you. Stay safe.
43.12. Go ahead. 41.12.
Is that JLR?
Okay, thank you.
He said I want to stay out of your way.
1739, just checking your status. Okay. 1739. Have you made contact with the PSC? Oh, yeah. We're in the woods.
26, okay. Unit 33 team, repeat your last.
All units operating on CPG. Prisoner possibly has a 22 rifle with a scope. 22 rifle with a scope. That's what we're being told. All EMS units from 7350 on 73 FB. Notes are coming in that guy may be armed with a 22 rifle with a scope. Police may be pushing him through the woods. Keep a sharp look at. Last unit, can you repeat again?
We need to shut this highway down. Where do you guys want to close?
3210. 500 South Franklin. Lincoln Juliet November 0743. LJN 0743. White Ford Fusion. One time. 11739. Do you have a direction of travel on your push? We're behind the house. We're facing north. We're held up here for a minute in the wood line.
We advised for the notes we did locate a green sweatshirt towards the bottom of the road.
Shutting down interstate. Wow. So you see all the police presence? Let me just see if there's a...
For Danilo Cavalcante, you could see state troopers right here. We are right now at a new perimeter at a confirmed sighting of Danilo Cavalcante within the last hour and a half.
Okay.
In the East Nantmeal section of the township in the French.
North of you along 100, just in case he pops out north of Fraser. Call 6 copy. 11440, 350 Lincoln Avenue, 360 Lincoln Avenue. Medics are being dispatched out first CDA.
47.
30 call 6 for the Imanco units coming south. Have them staged north of you along 100, just in case he pops out north of Fraser.
Oh.
Call 6 copy.
Let me see if we can find out the location of this. Riser.
1398 copy.
Oh, Riser.
30 call 6 for the Imanco units coming south. Have them staged north of you along 100, just in case he pops out north of Fraser. Call 6 copy.
This Fraser, so I need the intersection. I see the Fraser here.
If you use your discretion, if you need to shut it down, shut it down. All right. 3210.
500 South Franklin. Lincoln Juliet November 0743. LJN 0743. White Ford Fusion, one time.
11739. Do you have a direction of travel on your push?
We're behind the house. We're facing north. We're held up here for a minute in the wood line.
Be advised for the notes, we did locate a green sweatshirt
What's the...
towards the bottom of the road. Front yard, between the front yard and the road. Copy, located a green sweatshirt between the residence on the road on Coventryville Road. 11440, 350 Lincoln Avenue, 360 Lincoln Avenue. Medics are being dispatched out first CDA.
47.
Thank you, 46-2. 1398 copy. 30 call 6 for the Imanco units coming south. Have them staged north of you along 100, just in case he pops out north of Fraser. Call 6 copy.
Yeah, this might be it.
Phone call 3292, no second.
Be advised for the notes, we did locate a green sweatshirt towards the bottom
Feels like
of the road.
we're playing over overs, right?
Front yard, between the front yard and the road. Copy, located a green sweatshirt between the residence on the road on Coventryville Road.
1031.
11440, 350 Lincoln Avenue, 360 Lincoln Avenue. Medics are being dispatched out first CDA.
47.
Thank you, 46.
Coventry Road.
1398 copy. 30 call 6 for the Imanco units coming south. Have them staged north of you
Yeah, it's like
along
replay.
100, just in case he pops out north of Fraser. Call 6 copy. 1398 command post. You do not touch the sweatshirt visual.
Oh, don't touch the sweatshirt. Does it like replay the last couple and then update with the new one? Seems like what it's doing. He has a gun. Wow.
I was thinking, you guys, we should probably end this because I really do adore Ickadmel. And if this is it,
Shit, I really might
let's
have to
all
take a
go
little
over there
pre-workout
and
tonight.
give Ickadmel our
Yeah, what
support.
the hell, guys? This is it? I feel like I should have had a still had a bottle
Was that
ready or
breaking
something
up
to
for
go.
you?
You know what I
I'm
mean?
about to celebrate.
I
You guys
feel
caught.
like,
I could not.
yeah, it is. Let
Well,
me
you
I
were
wish-
breaking up too. You were breaking up too. Whatever you said,
I know,
I couldn't
I'm
hear.
fixing it. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, what I said is, I think what we should do is end the stream. Thank you guys all for being here, but Icked Mill has stayed on this since like day one, and if this is it, I would much rather us go over there to Icked Mill's and give Icked Mill the view because he's just such a super cool guy. Yeah, let me pull it up. Hang on just a second, and I'll give you guys the redirect right now. Give me just one momentito, because I just think he's so generous to share and everything that, you know, he's such a cool guy. But if this is it, he deserves for us to go over there and watch it rather than be over here. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm giving you guys the link right now. Go click this one. That's the link to Icked Mel's channel right there. And we're all going to go over that. I'm going to go over there and give him, the support because he deserves this. All right. So thank you, girls, for being here. Thank you guys in chat for being here. I am so glad that you guys were here for our BTK Cereal Sunday that had to be moved to Monday because scheduling. All right.
Yeah.
You guys have a great
Thank
rest of
you
your
for having
night.
me.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. I'm going to end it right now.
Bye.